Hey guys, Michael Sanchez here. Thanks so much for watching this video. Today we're going to be going through a really solid tutorial on how to understand ActiveCampaign. In my opinion, ActiveCampaign is one of the best email softwares out there. There's so many different ones out there. You got Constant Contact, you got Aweber, you have all these different very user-based email ESPs. ActiveCampaign is a lot more advanced, although it's really easy to use. It's not like an Infusionsoft that's very complex. So ActiveCampaign I basically use with all my clients. In this tutorial, I'm going to be giving you guys, tips on how to use the software, ways that I'm actually using it with my clients, and actually give you guys a nice tutorial just on all the different functionality, things that you should be thinking about. As if you're new to this, it's going to seem a little overwhelming in how to use the software. But if used properly, ActiveCampaign is extremely valuable. Well, let's dive in right now. So basically, I think the best way to help you guys first understand ActiveCampaign is just to show you a campaign. Okay, so basically, a campaign is a system where people are coming into your email system and they're able to get automatic emails over a period of time. Okay, and it's really powerful because you don't want to manually be sending out every single email to your prospects. You want to create a system that gets people into your email ESP and then automatically sends them emails based on where they're at in the journey. Okay, so right now I'm logged into ActiveCampaign, and I want to show you guys these different areas over here and just kind of introduce them. And I think what's going to be extremely valuable is actually showing you guys a sample funnel from one of my clients on how they actually utilize ActiveCampaign, or actually how I set it up for them. So let's go ahead and show you guys these different areas. So as you can see here, contacts. Contacts is basically all the people that are in your email ESP. And by the way, ESP stands for Email Service Provider, okay? So as you can see here, this funnel I just set up for my client about 3 or 4 weeks ago. He already has 8,500 emails. I'll show you kind of the way that I've attracted so many email addresses, obviously through this video tutorial. But yeah, I just want to show you, basically we have 8,500 contacts. You can see all these people's email addresses. And that's basically where we're able to see the person's name if they've maybe filled out a form, which I'll show you how that's populated compared to not having their email. But this is the area where you're able to do a lot of different things as far as like sort by tags and just understand like each of these contact records. So for example, if I click on this particular person here, you can see their email address, their tags, and tags are extremely important to understand. Think of them as like file folders. Basically, you don't just want a bunch of pieces of paper everywhere in your room, in your office. You want to have it organized, right? So tags is a really efficient way to keep organized exactly how a contact has associated with your list. Okay, so for example, if they came in through a contest, then you want to maybe tag them as a contest entry. Maybe they came in through a mini course. Maybe they came in through, any sort of other opt-in method. Or maybe you manually import them through a previous list. However it is, you want to keep it organized through tags. So as you can see here, this person here entered a contest. They're on my master contact list, and it shows also which automation they're currently in. Okay, so this is all very useful information, so I can look up a contact record. I don't have this person's name because they just entered a basic contest, but if I did have more history with this person, it would probably show their first name and other things. So so this is what we call a contact record. Now, it's really helpful in ActiveCampaign. If I go to expand out from contacts, you can see here it shows tags. Okay, and tags are basically the different file names, so to speak, that I have on each on different people's contact records. Now, one thing that I really want to give you as far as useful information regarding email ESPs is you don't want to have a huge list of tags, super complex. It's a lot more efficient to keep things really nicely organized so that you can just really easily see where things are at. Not have like a million tags under one contact record, but just minimal. That keeps things more efficient. I remember when I first started off in online business, I remember I had just thousands of tags and it was hard to keep it organized. For those of you guys that don't know, my first business was basically teaching people how to play the violin online, and I made about $5 million in sales through that YouTube channel, through that network, and basically I've done it all. I've set up all different systems, ESPs. I've tried, tested. Now I have clients I set up automations for, funnels for, and I'm telling you, being too complex with tagging is a mistake. So you want to keep things nicely efficient. So as you can see here, I'm basic, I literally this entire ActiveCampaign ESP was launched about 3 or 4 weeks ago. Yeah, and it's pretty amazing. We already have 8,900 people. I'll show you how or 8,500, and I'll show you how I got that. But basically, you can see we have pretty basic tags. We have, a confirmed email if they've actually clicked. So I'll show you the automation that I have set up based on that. I have if they've entered the contest. I have, contest entry number 1 as a tag. You can see I have if they've actually clicked on an email. So that's very helpful because ultimately you want to be able to tell which type of contact records are more active, because the more tags, the more clicks, the more engagement, the more opens, the more you can justify sending them maybe a more sales-related email. What a lot of people do is they send sales-related emails right away, and what ends up happening is that just people don't engage, they unsubscribe. So it ends up just becoming, where you're turning people off because you're not sending the email at the right time. Good marketing is the right offer to the right person at the right time. Okay, it's all about timing. So email ESPs, if set up properly, can tell you if people have opened, clicked, and actually put tags on people that have clicked so that we know, okay, yeah, this is my set of audience that have actually clicked and are more engaged. These are the people that actually purchased a product. That's a very valuable audience. It's a lot warmer than somebody that's, just joined your list. So tagging organization is extremely important. So as you can see here, 643 people out of these 8,500. So these are the people that are probably going to be more responsive to some sort of, more promotional email that I might send in the future. The 8,500 out minus the 643, those people probably need more nurture. They need more, information, more value, more valuable content. And really, top of funnel, you have to understand, this is a philosophy and what I teach my students, is you have to give value. You have to give them a sense of culture and authority before people even want to buy from you. If you just try to sell them your product, everybody has a product, everybody wants to sell their product. But if you just try to do that too quickly, what ends up happening is you'll just get people turned off. It's like the dating analogy. If you just try to get on a date and you're not really showing your personality, you're just like, hey, let's go home, or hey, whatever. They're not going to be very interested in you. So same thing with email marketing. You have to create a culture, a reputation, authority before people actually want to take action. And that even means clicking. As you can see here, my ratio of clicks to contest opt-ins is less than 10%. So that just shows you right there. And that's not just because it's a contest, it's just because that's top of funnel. Okay? Hope that makes sense. So you can see here, I also have a sales sequence subscribe. And what I'll do is I'll actually show you guys exactly how I set up the system of being able to qualify people from the contest, from them just entering to actually showing interest. And those people I'm categorizing under the tag sales sequence subscribe. Okay. All right. So as you can see here, there's all these different tags. Tags are very important, something that you really need to understand with online business, and basically how to set up your ActiveCampaign account. All right, let's jump. Because you guys are probably wondering, okay, how do you get all these people in here? How do you create this system? And I will go into more detail on some of the different areas in ActiveCampaign, but I do want to just show you like a system so you understand how things are flowing, and you can really duplicate and do a lot of these methods yourself. And really, contests, the reason why I love contests so much is because it's a very efficient way to get super low cost per acquisition. Most of my client funnels are getting less than 25 cents, less than 50 cents per email address, which makes it extremely efficient to start building a list. And as you can see here, I have 8,500 people. Basically, this client here has only spent about $300, $400 on these emails. Okay, so that's very efficient. It gives me the chance to start building connections, getting them into social media. All right, so I'm going to show you here. This is basically an Amazon gift card giveaway, and one of the things you have to understand is that the prize you give away, it can be very generic, it can be very general. More ideally, it's something that's a little bit more related to your business. So how I did $5 million in sales in the violin business, my very top of funnel was giving away a violin. Okay, so it's something related. So anybody that wants a violin, they're interested in the violin. They probably have some level of interest of learning the violin. All right, and that's how I've kind of brought them down the road to teach them violin and eventually sell them violin-related products. Okay, so with an Amazon gift card, the reason why we're doing this is because he's a credit repair person, so really credit repair deals with pretty much everybody. And Amazon is widely known. It has high perceived value. So every Amazon gift card giveaway we do gets a lot of traffic because everybody knows it. Everybody likes Amazon. Everybody likes, thought of winning a gift card. Who wouldn't want? If I offered you a gift card for free, you're obviously going to take it. So that's sort of the logic behind it. So as you can see here, there's one step right before this. I just asked them for their email address to enter the contest, okay? So when somebody enters, I basically have an API into ActiveCampaign where that email address is brought in, and that's how they're getting tagged under contest entry number 1. So if I show you that in, this is actually Viral Sweep. Viral Sweep is the software that we use for contests. You can see if I go to the edit area, it's in the applications down below, in integrations. I'm actually integrating Viral Sweep with ActiveCampaign. Okay, so when somebody enters the contest, you can see they're getting tagged contest entry number 1. And that's exactly what it's showing here. You can see contest entry number 1 is being tagged in ActiveCampaign. So that's the way they enter the funnel, the email ESP in ActiveCampaign, okay? Okay, now what's really useful and what I highly recommend is that we don't just get their email, we start building trust, building connections, building authority with these prospects. So as you can see here, there's all these different ways to gain points. They can watch a video to gain points. They can join a Facebook group to gain points, which is extremely valuable. If we can build a community around the topic, that creates trust, that creates authority. You know, and some of my most successful brands and businesses right now, I'm managing brands, 5 brands that are doing at least $1 million in annual sales. You know, we're really building up the community because that's a great way to build trust at the top of funnel. Okay, so we have this community, we're giving them points, we're incentivizing them just to join. Come join us, we'd love for you to join. There's also other ways to gain points. They can join our YouTube channel, which obviously is extremely valuable just to get subscribers, related to the topic. We can start building trust with them on social. They get points for visiting the website. I'll go into the survey in just a second. They get points for joining us on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, on TikTok, which is up and coming. It's actually a really good platform to gain organic exposure right now. It's definitely less competitive as what YouTube used to be, and Instagram, which you can't really get much organic as much. TikTok is really good to build an audience base. They also get points for referring friends. So they come in, we give them points just for referring friends. And that ultimately brings in more free email addresses. And as you can see here, I'll just go back and show you some statistics. Out of the $400 ad spend so far, you can see right here, we have 8,514 entries, 1,143 came in through viral shares. So those are 1,100 free email addresses of people that I didn't have to pay for through Facebook ads. By the way, this whole funnel is being run through Facebook ads. I'm targeting people, they're landing on the landing page. That's how I'm getting people to enter through Facebook ads. But 1,100 are basically just free emails. Those are people that, even if they're not the best prospect compared to what my product is, they're free. It's social proof. They join my channels. They, and a percentage of them will actually engage positively and can become a customer. So it doesn't hurt me. It helps. Nothing but helps me. So anytime people share the contest, it helps. Virality is one of the most powerful aspects of top of funnel. Okay, so contests, basically, this is all about ActiveCampaign. So I want to kind of jump back into ActiveCampaign, but I just at least wanted to show you how I'm attracting emails into ActiveCampaign through a contest strategy, okay? Now, the one thing I do want to show you further is the survey. And the survey is really important when it comes to contest marketing because it allows us to actually see out of all these people, these 8,500, which people are actually the most interested in receiving the next step of emails, which is a little bit more promotional, a little bit more about the brand. Because, when it comes to contest marketing, I would say about 10 to 15% of people are freebie seekers. They just want to win. But 85% are actually open if you ask them the question, like, would you like to learn more? So as you can see here, there's a survey, and I'm asking them questions, kind of priming them for a main question that qualifies them for what I call a sales sequence. It could be a value sequence, just something next, the next step. So in this case, we're actually wanting phone numbers because then you can actually call people and kind of qualify people on the phone. But then after that, you can see we ask, do you want to receive free tips and tricks on how to improve your credit score via email? Okay. So basically people say yes, people say no. The ones that say yes, what I do is I set up an API back into ActiveCampaign to tag those people that are interested in learning more. Okay, and that's what's being shown by the sales sequence subscribe tag. Okay, it's not really that hard to set this up. Basically, I'm using Typeform. Typeform is the software where we have the survey. We can plug that right into the contest. And then actually ActiveCampaign has an integration with Typeform, which makes it to where it can automatically tag them. You don't need like a Zapier. Okay, so I'm coming back to ActiveCampaign right now. And I'm going to go ahead and click on Apps. And then you can see here it's actually in Typeform is actually one of the things we have integrated. So that, yeah, now I can tell out of these 8,500 people, these particular people are actually interested in learning more. So those are the ones I want to send some other sequence, okay? So yeah, this is the integration. I'm setting up all the fields. You can see it's asking what's your email, what's your first name, and then the sales sequence subscribe. So I choose which one is the question. Do you want to receive free tips? Finish. Okay. Now in the automations area, these are the 4 automations that I have set up in ActiveCampaign. Okay, so I want to explain each of these to you guys. Automation number 1 is email confirmation sequence. Okay, now with any strategy, it's really useful, especially with a contest, to basically just see if they engage, to see if they open, to see if they click. So I have basically a 5 email sequence that's just saying, hey, thanks for joining the contest. Click here to confirm your entry. And I have 5 emails set up over a period of time with the email confirmation sequence. So yeah, I can basically, if people don't engage on those 5 emails, I have no reason to continue marketing to them. It could be a fake email address, or they're just, you know, their inbox so flooded, or they don't feel like engaging for whatever reason. So as you can see, there's a drip campaign in here where I have an initial email, something like this, where I'm just getting them to confirm their email, okay? Then there's a drip campaign over a period of time to where you can see here, okay, these people that land in this area, that means that they got all 5 emails and they didn't engage on any of those emails. So what I do is I'll take these people and I'll just delete them. I'll just unsubscribe them manually, get rid of them. So it's not too hard to do that. You just go to contacts, and you go to, let's see here, list. It's under list cleanup. They've kind of moved things around a little bit. Yeah, so wherever list cleanup has been moved to, which I'm not sure where it's at right now, but it used to be in the contacts area. But ultimately, yeah, list cleanup allows me to unsubscribe people manually, the ones that are not actually engaging. So yeah, one way I actually could do it right now, at least unsubscribe them, not delete them, because I couldn't find where that was a second ago. But I can actually just click on all these people here, and then I can just go to edit all, unsubscribe from my list. Okay, so I can actually unsubscribe them, but then I have to delete them through the list cleanup, which I just didn't know where they got moved. So hopefully that makes sense. Okay, so that's the purpose of the email confirmation sequence, to just qualify people. Now, once they click, the way I set it up is I move them from this sequence into the contest engagement sequence, which is, hey, they're actually somebody clicking and opening. Now I can send them a list of emails. And my strategy is that I don't want to sell them at all until they actually say they want to learn more. So my contest engagement sequence is just basically driving them back to the contest page, giving them a code, you know, and saying, hey, I'll give you 100 points in the contest to increase your chances of winning if you just put in this code. So that's my way of basically driving traffic back to the contest, where they're doing more things. They're joining the group. They're watching more videos. They're, you know, checking out the Facebook group. They're sharing with their friends. So like the more traffic I drive back to the contest, the more engagement, the more, you know, more people are going to start to trust my brand and just become stickier to my brand. Wherever they might be YouTube users, they might be Instagram people, wherever they're at, I want to get them where they're at. And that's where driving traffic back to the contest is really, really smart. Okay, so now once they actually say, hey, you know, I want to learn more through that survey, that's where I take people out of the contest engagement, and I'll show you how I have the contest engagement set up. Basically, you know, I give them a tag if they clicked on one of those email confirmations. They start getting a drip campaign over time. And then, yeah, automatically at the end, they're subscribed. I can do that, or I could just not do that. Depends on the brand, depends on the strategy. But yeah, basically they're getting a drip campaign. And then once they fill out that survey that I showed you here, right, the survey that I have integrated Typeform and ActiveCampaign, I basically go back to automations. And then, yeah, basically what happens is that they're tagged with custom field sales sequence subscribe. Sales sequence subscribe is added. And then they're basically given this drip sequence. So now these emails are more promotional. They're more about the brand, about, you know, the offer. Now, keep in mind, what's really important is that you still don't want to go super pitchy, super strong with your sales pitch. Like, hey, 50% off, deal, this or that. Things like testimonials, blog articles, tips, even, you know, in the very beginning, you still want to drive value. You just have the qualification that they want to learn more, which means that they're open. They're wanting to improve something. They're wanting to receive benefit. But until you give them that value, that benefit, them just subscribing is not value. They're just open. They're opening the door. Now it's a matter of you giving them that value and that experience. So my recommendation is to keep it really like promoting the Facebook group, promoting like really powerful videos, really powerful blogs that are helpful. And then maybe at the end of a 10 email sequence, you start to introduce the product, or maybe try to get them on a phone call, whatever it is. But just keep in mind that this segment of marketing is very touchy. It's just like dating. Like one thing you do wrong with dating, that you'll turn off the other person. So you have to really focus on value. The more value, the better. Typically, it takes somebody 20 to 30 times hitting your brand before they even decide to consider your product. So don't make the mistake of going too heavy with the product promotions, okay? A lot of people, the people that I mainly talk to that are my clients, you know, they're dealing with this problem. They set up a funnel, they have emails, but nobody's bought anything. And it's because they didn't drive and focus on value. They didn't focus on social media content marketing. They didn't try to give people a good experience. So the email marketing and ActiveCampaign needs to be at the top of the funnel, which is everything I just showed you, needs to be about giving people a good experience so that they want to ultimately learn more. You're dealing with competition. You're dealing with people out there that are, you know, also selling products, but they're doing these things. They're actually giving people value. They're people that people connected to and like. So all of a sudden, if you come in, you're not doing that, and you're just trying to sell something, they're not going to buy from you. That's just how it goes. No matter how good your landing page is, no matter how good your offer is, it's a matter of trust. It's a matter of authority. So the sales sequence, I want you guys to really think of it maybe less of a sales sequence, but maybe more of a value sequence. Okay. Okay. So that's basically showing you guys how I set up ActiveCampaign. I have a survey confirmation categorization sequence as well in here, which is basically where people that fill out the survey, they get tagged, as you can see up here. And this is through the API, and then they come in. If they have that they want to learn more, then it basically takes them to the left, which is they come into the sales sequence subscribe. So it's just an automation that qualifies them, brings them into the right automation. Great. So this is a really great way to set up your business, doing a contest, you know, utilizing ActiveCampaign. There's a lot more features in ActiveCampaign that I can go into, but I hope you guys at least understand the basics of contact records, tagging, you know, understanding how to bring people in, you know, how to deal with some of the first initial automations. I'm sure in a future video, I'll do a little bit more complexity, a little bit showing you guys around a little bit more. But yeah, ActiveCampaign is an excellent system that I highly recommend, that really does everything you need it to do as a digital marketer. You know, as an advanced marketer myself, if you were to hire me, I would want to be using ActiveCampaign to help boost your business. So I'll be putting a lot more great content out there. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, got a lot from it. And just, you know, subscribe to my channel if you want to learn more about how to make money online and grow your business. Hope you have a great day.